What is going on, everybody? It's a Sunday. It's actually the final Sunday before the World Cup starts. Guys, huge shout out to everybody for all the support on this channel. We're going to have a lot of videos going up the next couple days. Predictions. I'm going to be making a fantasy league. We've got some reactions. We've got some videos like this. So apologies in advance, guys, if your sub box is just being spammed with videos. This guy, did you guys know I'm a professional yapper? Yeah. So I'm going to be a pro at what I do this week and pump content out for you guys. But I took one day off. In my notes, I have 10 videos I want to make. 10 videos. In one day, I have 10 videos. I'm like, I gotta get to the freaking room this Sunday and start yapping. So, you clicked on the title of the video. As you guys know, I'm American. If you would like to know more about me, my heritage is Irish and German. So I always root for those two teams as well. But guys, it's the USA. That's where I've lived my whole life. And we're going to talk about realistic expectations with the United States of America at this World Cup. And we're going to not really sit here and rant too much, but we're going to have some honest conversations. Now, let's start off the bat with my feelings yesterday about the game, because I watched it, and I know that everybody's gonna say these are friendlies, but I watched this game yesterday, guys. The atmosphere was exactly, if you are a fan of this sport growing in America, what you would want to see, okay? Man, they put on a show yesterday. It was really good. It was great to see. It was just great to see. It was great to see, bro. I feel like, for me at this point, watching the U.S. team right now, it does feel like the U.S. team is a little bit more bought in on the thought that they could do really well. And I thought this tweet right here, shout out to this guy, was really good, because I'll say this, as an American living, in America, boys, football is massive here. I think it gets the rep that it's not. It's massive in the States. Again, where does it go wrong with the domestic league? You got so many other sports in the U.S., but I'll say this, bro. It's massive. It's massive. I think it's the biggest sport here. The amount of fans, I'm not even just, because you know what I mean? Because not everybody in the U.S. is a fan of the United States national team, right? They're fans of all these other teams. But the sport itself in popularity, I mean, especially if you go to, like, New York, Miami, L.A., where else? Like Texas, it's huge. Michigan, I think the whole Northeast Mid-Atlantic is massive. So, in very select hotspots, it's massive in the U.S. So, USA yesterday played another really good team, which is Germany. Now, is Germany, for me, this crazy contender to win this all? I don't think so. I think Germany is really, really a team that is probably going to miss out on winning this year due to a couple positions. But boy, do they have some crazy players, especially defensively, man. Schlotterbeck, Taha, Kimmich, Pavlovic, Wirtz, Musiala. And I don't know what's up with this guy Havertz, man, but this guy Havertz can't stop scoring in the first 5 minutes. So we take a look at the game yesterday, guys. What are my thoughts? My thoughts watching this game yesterday, I like the intensity the U.S. comes in with. But the reality check for me is that something the U.S. is doing in this generation is that they are being able to play with a lot of these top teams. If you watch the Qatar World Cup, how they played with England, this is a squad that does seem to play up a level and also play down a level. So they'll play teams that are worse than them. They won't play as well. When they play a better team, they'll play better. Now, the end-all result, they lost yesterday, right? Sané scored for Germany. Havertz scored early. Robinson scored an absolute banger. What a goal. My problem with the U.S. right now is I would say a few things. Guys, I don't trust Pochettino in big games. He has a horrendous record as a U.S. manager against European teams. They've only scored 4 goals and conceded 15. You're not going to win any tournament with a record like that. And I know I always dip into the past a little bit, but even just watching how we were hosting Copa America and we still got grouped in a group we should have got out of. We had Uruguay, Bolivia, and Panama, and respect to Panama, but on our own home soil, we didn't get out of that group. It's just, like, insane. So, I'm seeing some Americans talking about this World Cup like we're expecting to go super far. And when I watch this USA team and the group they're in, we'll talk about the group in a minute. And I'm hoping, I'm going to do a football manager save this week. I'm hoping I do better with the U.S., but I don't think this team is possibly able to get past the round of 16. And I'm going to explain to you guys why. I'm not being a hater, I'm being realistic, okay? So, we'll talk about some of these other games before. I want to make a really large point, but I want to bring up the group that they're in, right? It's always funny, too, because I was reading a newspaper that had kind of like ranked the groups, and they were saying the U.S. group is easy. I see this entirely differently, okay? When has Turkey ever been an easy match for anybody, okay? This is a team that just recently beat Venezuela, who I respect regardless of their FIFA ranking. I always respect somebody that can go and beat Venezuela or Ecuador. They're very tough to beat. I mean, bro, talk to Portugal yesterday. Look what happened when they played Chile. That's why I say these South American teams, guys, it's different football, bro. It's like, it's not this luxury European crap, bro. You gotta be ready to freaking go out there and do UFC as well as play football. And it's a team that recently got a result against Spain. So we've been thrown into a group with them. We've been thrown into a group with Paraguay, who has beaten Mexico, who has taken care of us recently. Now, we actually beat Paraguay recently. I saw a bit of that game. It's going to be a close game. This is going to be a close game. And then you've got Australia. And Australia are notorious for doing well at tournaments. This is always a team that gets good results at tournaments. And, yes, they lost to Colombia recently. They lost to Mexico. They're right in these games, and they just drew the Swiss, who I always like. I'm like, yo, again, the Swiss is kind of like Ecuador, Venezuela for me. That's a team that I always respect massively. So we're in a group that we were in a group before in Copa America with a very similar squad. Okay. And this group included Uruguay, Panama, and Bolivia. And we're in a group with Turkey, Paraguay, and Australia. This group to me is way harder. Okay. So it's not a tap-in or anything for us to even get out of the group. And if you look at all the recent teams we have played, right, especially those European teams, we talked about it, we got smacked by Belgium. We lost to Portugal. Guys, the Senegal game, African team, very good. Just won AFCON. I don't care if they took the trophy away from them. That was just a crazy back and forth game. Uh, we did destroy Uruguay. They weren't really playing their best lineup. But guys, there's one thing in common I want to say because I watched the Uruguay game and I watched the game. Oh my God, what was the other team they beat? What was the other team the U.S. beat recently? I think it was Senegal. No, Senegal as well. Okay, so something that I've noticed, right? We play really well when we run a three at the back, and I'm going to explain why we play better in this format. There's two massive issues with the U.S. football, okay? What's the best part about the U.S. football, okay? It's the fact that your midfield is incredible. And I would throw Pulisic in there just because Pulisic is always more kind of either playing the 10 or playing, more of a midfielder role in the squad in terms of workhorsing it. I wouldn't say he's one of those guys that is just waiting on the counter. We play very well in a three back, okay? We were able to score 5 goals against Uruguay in a three at the back, I believe. Let me pull up the game because I think that's the only other time I've recently watched them. Yes, USA, Uruguay. Here you go. We played a three at the back. Okay, now the lineup was obviously a lot different and same for Uruguay, but our lineup was significantly weaker and theirs was actually okay, right? We played a better lineup against Senegal, and we also played a three at the back. Now, these other games we've been playing against Germany and Portugal and Belgium, right? All these games, we played a 4 at the back. All of them. You can go look. We played 4-2-3-1. I think we played 4-2-3-1 yesterday. Same thing, okay? Now, 2 issues with the U.S. national team. Number 1, we don't have a killer striker. We don't even have really a killer attacker. For me, guys, that's a big problem in a tournament, okay? Like, you look at all the great teams all time, like Brazil with R9, and I'm not saying U.S. needs an R9, but you look at, like, Germany with Miroslav Klose. A big part of winning a World Cup is you need a striker that's going to be capable of putting a damn ball in the back of the net, okay? Very important. You even look at the recent Argentina win, and something for me that was always holding Argentina back was even with the years they were so close, they had Higuain. You look at what Alvarez, Lauti has been able to do, especially Lauti the last Copa America. That's a big deal, guys. I know that some people really rate some of these players that are in the U.S. team, and look, technically, guys like Balogun, and other attackers are very solid technically. I don't think they have the killer mentality of finishing. That's problem number 1. Problem number 2, we're very leaky at the back. I'm telling you guys, I watched the U.S. If you wanted to make free money on a U.S. national team game, bet that we're going to concede. We don't know how to not concede, okay? Especially against these better teams. And that's why I think the U.S. has had a lot of success with the 3-back because it does enable them more opportunities attacking-wise. And if you're already going to concede, look, you went out with the 4-2-3-1, okay? You played this against Germany. You played this against Portugal. You played this against Belgium. Let's see what they played it against. I don't know about these 2 games, what they played. But because I didn't watch them, I'm not going to start yapping if I didn't watch the games. But I'll say that, look, they're not having a lot of success with that. They're conceding a lot of goals, and they're scoring more in the 3 at the back. So, Pochettino, for me, guys, I've always been very critical with him that I don't rate him as a manager because he's never really won anything with any of these prestigious teams he's been on, okay? Every single one, you guys and me, I'm not disrespecting the French league. If we were managing PSG with the players that Pochettino was able to manage those years, we would have also won the league. So find me the trophies that he's really won that are meaningful outside of that, okay? Because he hasn't. He had one very good run in the Champions League with you-know-who, and I'm not hating on the guy, right? The situation was we had this other guy, Berhalter, he was shit. So they brought this guy in. Is he the guy that's going to bring the U.S.? Like, I think the U.S. fans would be, like, absolutely, like, over the moon if we were able to somehow run to the semifinal. This is not going to be the time for that. I'm telling you, I'm rooting for the U.S., guys. I've watched them. The defense is not good enough to go on a run that far, combined with the fact that we lack a killer striker. Yes, Pulisic, obviously, guys, is fantastic. And you even got this guy, Berhalter's kid, doing elasticos in the corner. I'm like, when have I seen anybody on the United States doing a freaking elastico? Okay? So times are looking bright. Because I'm telling you, the sport is growing. People are really into it. This World Cup in America is going to be massive for the fan base to grow. Because there's so many people in the world that have written off football. They've never even been to a good football game. Or realistically, they've been watching MLS. They've never watched these European players, bro. They're going to watch Mbappe and Haaland. They're going to be like, yo, what the hell have we been missing out on, right? Because I'm telling you, it's outside of like, surfing and we can name a couple other sports. It's one of the most athletic sports in the world. These guys in these other sports think they can just pick up the freaking ball and run. You'd see guys running a freaking Usain Bolt 100-meter time that will run slower than us with the ball because we play football, right? And that's where the respect starts coming in when they understand that. My point, guys, is that I'm looking at this group and I'm thinking, where do our results come from after watching these lead-up friendlies? Because look, all the pre-tournament marbles now are out of the way. We've seen what we've seen, and I'll say this, right? The U.S. is very similar to me to like Netherlands. Wait. Netherlands, Ecuador, most likely. Ecuador lacks a little attacking, but Ecuador, Austria, Switzerland, and I would put the U.S. there too. A couple other teams. They're capable of being in a game with a big team, okay? Maybe they can make it happen. The only reason I say that with the U.S. is hold for this, right? Hold. Their midfield is very good. The U.S. does have a workhorse of midfield. When you outpossess Germany and you're in these games, right? The problem is, where's your finishing touches and how can your defense hold up? And that's our problem. We don't have that. My point is that I think they can pull off a big upset. Let's say they don't even do well in the group. You know what I mean? Realistically, like let's say the U.S. has some trouble. Let's say we lose to Turkey, which is very possible, right? And then, we get, like, guys, I'm being realistic with you guys. You look at this group, guys. Look at this group compared to other groups, okay? I'm being real, guys. Look at this group compared to other groups, because other groups, there's tap-in teams. Cape Verde, respect to them, that's a tap-in. There's definitely other groups here, guys, that have easier squads. I'm telling you, the overall level here is very similar, because I think the U.S. is overrated, right? So I don't think they should be 15. They're right around Turkey. Paraguay's always tough, South American team. And I said this earlier, Australia always does well at tournaments. So anything can go. Obviously, third place goes through. And where's your way to the round of 16? If the U.S. gets third place, well, what happens? We're going to play a juggernaut. Could we pull off the upset at home? Maybe if we don't shit our pants like Copa America. But my point is, after that, is it really realistic with the holes in defense they have? With, for me, the tactical instability they play, because Pochettino's changed his formation around, and I want to see him go with the 3 at the back. I don't think he's going to. That's my issue here, guys. I don't know how we want to run further than the round of 16. I just don't see that happening, so that's my realistic expectation. And is the future bright for U.S. football? I'm not sure. I always say this. The development in our country, it's kind of all wrong. It's pay to play. Will we ever be on that stature of that top 10? I don't know. But all I can do from watching these games, is think that we do have some level of talent, but I think there's only so far we can go in this tournament. I don't know. I don't see us going further than the round of 16. So that's my realistic expectation with the U.S. You guys let me know in the comments what you guys think is possible. I don't know. I don't know if we're seeing it differently, guys. I just don't know. I don't think we're going to be able to consistently beat any of these juggernauts. And guys, realistically, you got a lot of teams that are not in the favorites that are playing really well heading into this tournament. And I know this is now just like not even about the U.S. It's kind of some general tournament talk. Boys, I've been watching some of these friendlies I'm telling you right now, I think Brazil is underrated going into this tournament. Belgium's cooking. Belgium is cooking. And I didn't watch the recent Netherlands game because they lost. But they had looked very solid in a couple of these other games going into the tournament. And they have a very good squad as well. And this is another team that we know well because we lost to them at the last World Cup. And that's what I mean, right? We were playing solid. We drew England. We had a couple good results. I don't think we're going to be easy to beat. But then we saw Netherlands, right? And was the moment too big or the quality gap was too much? And if we can't defend and we're seeing some of these European giants, we're in trouble. We're going to concede 2, 3, 4 goals, and we're not scoring that many. That's my point to you guys. I think the U.S.'s best chance is to go out there with the 3 at the back and play like psychos. Play like we're playing on a video game. Because other than that, I don't know how it's going to be possible for them to get these wins with the defense being as leaky as it is. Now, looking at the side real quick, just to end the video, because we didn't really talk about the game. For me, guys, McKennie's been looking really solid in these games. Pulisic is your kind of superstar player. Will he give you that quality? Robinson's been fantastic. The Premier League fans will tell you that too. I've been really impressed with Tillman recently. I just don't trust the defense, guys. I don't trust the center backs at all. You just look at the gap of quality between Tim Ream and Robinson, and even just Germany, who's not even got like their Boateng Hummels duo. They got Tyne Schlotterbeck, just like levels. Okay, so I give ourselves a chance because of our midfield, but I don't like our abilities in the attack. I don't like the finishing in the strikers at all, and I don't trust the defense. So I think round of 16 is probably the realistic expectation if we're going to do a good tournament here. I think anything is possible though with the U.S. I don't even know. I don't know how to predict this. So you guys let me know how you guys are feeling, but that's what I'm thinking. Peace.